I'd seen everything.
It's one thing to rob, but why do they have to kill just to kill?
Why do mad dogs bite?
And Clay, how is it a little handful of Apaches can keep getting away from the Army all the time? There's just got to be an answer somewhere.
There is. Geronimo.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
May 29, 1889. News of Geronimo's return across the border from his lair in the Sierra Madres brought bitter memories and grim determination to the people of the territory. Memories of blood and death, and a determination to destroy once and for all the menace of the renegade Apache and his followers.
The 6th Mexican Infantry under Colonel Lorenzo are stationed along the border to check any moves south the hostiles might make. We know Geronimo is somewhere in this area. It means he's cut off from his regular sources of weapons and supplies. Now, what ammunition he had must be running low by now. Probably why he hit the quartermaster's supply train. Fortunately, there was no ammunition aboard.
Meaning that sooner or later he's going to have to take chances he'd ordinarily try to avoid.
We're well aware of that, Hollister. I'd like to get to the point.
All right.
General Crook has evolved a plan. Each town will form a patrol unit under the direction of local authorities. These units will patrol different areas until the hostiles are sighted.
That's a good plan.
Yes. In the event the hostiles are sighted, the patrol unit will send riders to the nearest telegraph dispatch station and inform Fort Huachuca immediately. Then maintain visual contact with the enemy until relieved by the punitive troops.
Well, Lieutenant, if we see the Indians, you can bet they're going to see us. And by the time your punitive troops get into action, Geronimo will be miles away. Just a pair of braves can hold back a small patrol until he's clear.
A rear guard action?
That's right.
You give this ignorant savage a great deal of credit.
Well, maybe you don't give him enough.
Fortunately, the Army is unimpressed by legends of the invincible Apache.
Yeah, I can understand that. The troops that have come up against Geronimo are in no condition to talk about it.
You'll have good reason to thank the Army when we stretch this butcher at the end of a rope.
Look, Lieutenant, I know an awful lot of men that have fought Indians all their lives. They don't underestimate Apaches.
Apaches, at best, not underestimate what's in store for them.
Just one question, Lieutenant. You ever even seen a hostile?
June 2, 1889. Sheriff Hollister and his men had relentlessly scoured the mountains for the wily murderer Geronimo.
Well, try down south tomorrow. See it sunup.
Always good to get those boots off.
You know, it's a funny thing. Most people get their backside sore straddling a horse 8 to 10 hours a day. But with me, it's my feet. Never could understand that.
Well, maybe it's because you keep trying to put those size 12 feet of yours in a size 9 boots.
Wait, Clay. Oh, shucks. Don't your feet ever get sore?
Yeah, I just get saddle sore. You better get some supper. Get to bed. Sun up, remember?
Yeah. Well, Wonder if that Geronimo ever sleeps.
I don't know. If he does, I'd sure hate to have his dreams.
Dover's pool palace on the edge of town. Geronimo. The bold renegade Apache had taken a liking to white man's ways. He showed his contempt for the army and law by playing pool under their very noses. Geronimo held the proprietor captive while awaiting a supply of ammunition from a merchant named Kiley, long suspected of illegal traffic with the Indians.
Geronimo?
You make me miss.
This comb. The only way it would look good on me is with one of those lace shawls. I can't wear it this way.
You have the comb. Is not that enough?
Our friend might bring some shawls with him tonight.
He was told to bring ammunition.
You want me to look pretty, don't you?
There will be shawls. Now, woman, let me play this game in peace.
Geronimo.
How much did you bring?
1,550 rounds of 45-70s and 2,000 rounds of 44-40s. That's better than I thought I could do. It's hard to get prime quality ammunition in such quantities. But I know you want the best for your warriors, and that's what I brought.
Anything less would not be wise. I think you understand that.
I'd never sell you anything but the best. Never.
The agreed amount.
Thank you, Geronimo. A man likes to know his friends appreciate him. The shawls?
Let us consider these womanly things a token of your friendship, friend.
I consider it an honor, Geronimo.
Take these.
Maybe 4-1 he's seeing pink Indians. Geronimo at the pool palace.
Well, it won't hurt to check. He's picked up a lot of things from the white man, most of them bad. You ready?
Yeah, I'm all set. Play pool.
The sheriff. Tell Geronimo the sheriff's coming.
Bring box.
come on out of there with your hands up.
The night of June 2, 1889. With one of Geronimo's braves in jail, Clay Hollister sought information.
Sit down.
I said sit down. How long have you known Geronimo? Answer me.
You don't have no right to arrest me. It's not against the law to know Geronimo.
It is against the law to provide hostiles with weapons.
I don't do that.
You made contact with Kylie so that Geronimo could get the ammunition. How can you wear that?
I have a right to wear it. It's mine.
I suppose he gave you that, too?
He gave me everything. Does that suit you?
I wonder how many women died so that you could wear the jewelry stripped from their bodies.
You try to scare me. It won't work, Mr. Sheriff.
I think you and Geronimo deserve each other.
Went to Kylie's store, Clay. Afraid it was no use.
Too late?
Yeah. Time we got there, he phoned the coop. The store was wide open and the cash box on the counter was empty.
They won't get far.
Learn anything? Well, let's lock her up.
No, Jimmy. Give her a junk and get her out of here.
You heard what he said. Pick up your stuff.
Geronimo's camp in the mountains outside Tombstone. The Apache killer and the merchant Kylie made an incongruous pair.
I stayed as long as I dared, Geronimo, but when I heard they'd found that ammunition case, I had to work fast. I only managed to save a few dollars. I don't know what's going to happen to me now.
My braves. What of them? Tell me.
One's dead and one's in jail. But what'll happen to me? My business is gone. My good name. It's terrible. You've got to help me, Geronimo. Lend me money so I can start someplace else. Now, Indians believe in helping a friend in trouble, and you know, I've always been a friend of your people. Always a fair deal and the best merchandise.
My people do all for those they know, who are their friends. Seize this carrion.
No, Geronimo, I am your friend.
Friend, to you the Indian is nothing more than a fool. To be cheated, robbed of what little he has.
No.
Kill him.
No, Geronimo.
You've got one chance to keep your neck out of a noose. Tell us where Geronimo's camp is.
The rope would be a gentle gift of sleep compared to the death I would have as a betrayer of Geronimo.
He's got a real good argument there, Clay.
Where is he?
Where's Geronimo?
He is everywhere. He is nowhere.
The morning of June 3. 4 miners stumbled into Geronimo's hands.
Drop these things.
my braves has been slain. I will kill 2 white men in return. These two. Another of my warriors is held captive. Unless he is freed, I will slay every white man, woman, and child who falls into my hands. Tell this in Tombstone. Go!
The afternoon of June 3. The people of Tombstone were grim witnesses to Geronimo's brutal reprisal. June 4, 1889. Lieutenant Forsyth and his patrols had made no contact with Geronimo. He came to claim the prisoner.
My instructions are to guard your Indian prisoner until a detachment arrives to take him into military custody. Those orders are direct from the commanding officer.
That brave isn't free. A lot of innocent people are going to get killed. Miners, homesteaders. Must be hundreds up in the hills around here, and Geronimo will slaughter them as fast as he can find them. I gotta let him go.
You're making a mistake. A bad one. You know I intend to make a full report.
Well, the telegraph office is still open. Help yourself.
I intend to.
Sheriff?
What do you want?
I've come to show you where Geronimo is.
Where is he?
About a 20-minute ride from here. He's been raiding by night. Now he sleeps.
How many men has he got with him?
Usually 3 or 4. He depends on secrecy to protect his hiding place. Secrecy and fear.
All right, now listen to me. You'll find an army officer down at the telegraph office. Tell him exactly what you've told me. I'll meet you there with my deputy and we'll ride out together. Now go on.
Woman, you will die.
The afternoon of June 4, 1889. Dolores led the men to an isolated cabin tucked in a draw of the Mule Mountains a few miles south of Tombstone.
Where are his guards?
It appeared to be a day to remember. The capture of Geronimo.
Let's work around that way.
Wait a minute. Still think we should have waited for a platoon of troopers.
Lieutenant, I'll take the responsibility if anything goes wrong, but if you want to wait for the troopers... We gotta get him before he knows what hit him. Otherwise, we'll get it from both sides.
Simple enough. We'll pick him off from the window. And we'll get the rest from inside when they come up to see what's happened. A perfect cul-de-sac.
Look, Lieutenant, the job is to get him in. The federal court will take care of him after that. All right, there's only one door, so here's what we'll do. Jimmy?
I'm not one of your deputies.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
You and I'll take the front.
Right.
If Lieutenant Forsyth will be good enough to keep an eye on that window.
Geronimo!
Geronimo?
I gave him both barrels, Jimmy. No man can live with a load of lead like that in him.
It's not the first time he's walked away with a hole in him that would kill a horse. Well, maybe next time, Clay.
Maybe. Thing is, how come a killer like him leads a charmed life? He got away, Lieutenant. You almost had your moment of glory. What's your report gonna say?
It wasn't. I made an error in judgment. I shall report it as such.
You know, Clay, her life ain't gonna be worth a chewed plug as long as Geronimo's running loose.
We'll see that you're protected. You have my word.
There's no need for that, Sheriff. I found what really matters once more. It'll be good to return.
To return?
To where I was raised as a child. To the convent of St. Teresa.
Dolores returned to the convent of Santa Teresa. The notorious Geronimo was never actually captured. When he was old and tired, he voluntarily surrendered to General Crook and returned to the comforts of the reservation.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
I still think you're making a mistake, Logan. What if Hollister and his posse happen to come by?
The lead in my shoulder's getting too heavy to carry. Give me the saddlebags, man. Come on.
The way you act, someone could say you don't trust us.
$10,000 is a lot of temptation. I wouldn't want you boys running out on me.
Oh, we'll be around. We'll be back Wednesday morning. And you better be there.
I'll be there.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone territory.
July 9, 1886. Sheriff Clay Hollister was on the trail of Logan Beatty and his gang. The going had been rough.
Near as I can figure, this trail's about 5 hours old.
I think the posse ought to be heading back to Tombstone, Clay. We don't have enough provisions for another day's ride.
Well, I winged one of them. Sooner or later, they're going to have to slow down and fix up that wound.
Horses are about through. The men have about had it, too.
All right. You men head back for Tombstone.
Now, what about you, Clay?
I get some provisions at the Danbury Ranch, then ride into Fairbanks. Get a fresh posse there. Much obliged for your help, Paris. I'll check with you when I get back.
Texas Sheriff, you're wasting your time. You got no money.
No, it's nothing like that. I was hoping you could let me have some provisions. I'd be willing to pay.
Pleasure to be of service to the law.
As long as you get paid for the effort. What do you get for a drink of water?
Water's free. Good book says to help those in need, but it don't hurt to be practical about it. You or anybody else.
Anybody else?
I got myself a temporary boarder. Fellow rode in this morning, gave me $50, put him up for a couple of days, give him some medical attention. Claims he was ambushed.
Where is this man?
In the bedroom.
Is he wearing a gun?
No, I took it away from him.
That's good.
Guns are the tools of the devil, like so many other things. All I keep around myself is a small bore in case I scare up a coyote.
I'd like to meet this man.
You live in Kansas City, Miss Danbury?
No.
They got a store there sells nothing but dresses.
Really?
Yeah.
Does everyone make jokes all the time like you do?
No, I'm the funniest man that was ever in Kansas City. Someday I ought to go there.
You won't be going for a while, Logan.
Hello, Hollister.
Just rest easy.
It's a family heirloom. Like this lucky piece. I rest better when they're near me.
Has he done something wrong?
Yeah, he held up a bank in Tombstone. Wounded a clerk.
No.
An outlaw under my roof?
Where are the others, Logan? They said I was holding them back.
Did he ride in here alone?
I was out in the yard. I didn't see anyone else.
You got me caught, Hollister. Why would I lie to you?
They ran off and left you, huh? Left $10,000 behind. Where are they, Logan?
Sheriff, can't you question him later? He's in pain.
As you sow, so shall you reap.
Yeah, he reaped all right. I'll need a lighted lamp to sterilize this. Seems only fair that since I put the bullet in, you ought to be the one to take it out.
How is he?
Nothing wrong with him. A couple of days' rest won't cure.
I don't want him under my roof. This is a God-fearing house. Let the sinner seek the comfort of his own kind and not sicken others.
It's a long ride back to Tombstone. Wouldn't want that wound to open up. He might bleed to death.
The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his own way. The wicked shall fall by his own wickedness.
But the man came to us for help, Pa. It wouldn't have been Christian to turn him away.
He's a thief and a murderer. He deserves the worst that can happen.
There's nothing too good about Logan's past, but murder isn't one of his accomplishments.
I know his kind has never done a hard day's work in his life.
I thought we could all use some refreshment.
Oh, thank you, Miss Danbury. Looks like I'm going to have to impose on your hospitality for a couple of days.
We're pleased to have you here, Mr. Hollister. You think he'd like a cup?
Oh, I'm sure he would. I'll take him some.
If the sheriff wants him to have any, he'll take it in.
Leave the girl alone, Alan.
The morning of Wednesday, July 11, 1886.
You certainly don't take any chances, Sheriff.
No. My job, you live longer if you're careful. And don't put too much faith in good luck charms. I want to talk to you about that.
What's wrong with Logan giving it to me?
He should have kept it for himself. He's going to need all the luck he can get. Keep away from him, Kay.
You sound just like my father, Mr. Hollister.
He's got a long prison term ahead of him.
Hollister, there's one thing you should know. You're never going to put me in prison. Only one man ever locked me up. That was my dad when I was 7 years old. I remember I beat my hands bloody trying to get out of that dark cellar. It was a whole lifetime ago. I still dream about it.
I've decided to take you back to Tombstone today. You look well enough to travel.
Yeah, I'll be traveling soon. All I needed was a little Christian charity from the right person.
Why don't you give her some? Come here.
I'll never forget you. Bye. All right, Logan, let's go. You'll never take me to Tombstone now, Hollister. You're a day late. Yesterday you might have made it, but today, those are my boys. Back in the house. Everybody. Move!
Hey, Logan, come on out.
Tell him you're my prisoner.
Sheriff Clay Hollister's in here with me.
Well, what do you want us to do?
Well, there's no sense in having a gunfight. I'll be out in a few minutes. You see, Sheriff, I'm your prisoner, but you're my prisoner in a way.
We can't wait out there forever. Sooner or later,
Sheriff, don't make me shoot you. But I will if I have to.
You're taking leave of your senses, girl?
I want to go with you.
Your father's right. You've taken leave of your senses. I can't take you with me, don't you see?
For the first time in my life, I do see. And I want to go with you.
All right. Let's go.
Try to make him understand.
I'll kill you for this, Beatty. By all that's holy, I'll kill you.
Take that. I'll cut you down before you got a shot.
Logan! Climb down.
Kay! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! might have stopped them if it hadn't been for her.
I don't think you can put all the blame on your daughter.
My daughter is dead.
The morning of July 12, 1886. Logan Beatty skirted Tombstone on his way to New Mexico. Clay Hollister came back to Tombstone for a small posse. We again picked up Beatty's trail.
Logan.
Don't be so worried. The shoulder opened up a little, that's all.
Logan, you can't keep riding. You've got to stop, at least for a while.
And let Hollister catch up. I'll tell you what we'll do. Yucca Flats is about 2 hours from here. We'll stop there. Come on.
The outlaw's trail led to Yucca Flats. We reasoned Beatty was seeking the sanctuary of the New Mexico border.
Gee, I must look a sight.
You're the prettiest girl in the territory.
Not in this outfit.
I'll buy a new dress. We'll meet you fellas in the bar.
Bottle, please. Thanks.
Oh, no. Thank you.
I'm sorry. You do that dress right proud, Kay.
My man has good taste.
Yeah, not much of a place, is it? If I go anywhere else, they might recognize me.
I understand.
Don't you want a drink? It might cheer you up. It can't do you any harm.
No, I don't want any.
Hey, Logan. You gonna sit there and wait for Hollister to come for you? Or are we heading for New Mexico?
Okay. Should we leave?
Well, I'm ready.
Kay, how old are you? 17? 18?
19.
Do you realize that I'm almost...
I realize that you're the man I love. Come on, let's go.
They were here all right. How long ago?
About an hour. Well, we're gaining on them. They still got a good head start. Catching them before they reach the border is going to take some doing.
If I have to cross the border, I will. They'll send the boys back to Tombstone. This visit's going to be unofficial.
The afternoon of July 12, 1886. Red Rock, New Mexico.
Aren't you going to eat any of it?
I'm not hungry.
I know what you're thinking. I just can't afford to take any chances. I've still got to be careful where we stop.
Logan, I understand that. You don't have to explain.
You haven't had any fun, have you? Give me a little time. We've had plenty of fun. And we got lots of money.
And what happens when the money's gone?
I got us some more. They leave this stuff lying around loose in banks. You just walk in and scoop it up.
Just walk in and scoop it up. And we start running again.
What other way is there?
Hello, Logan.
Rita, I'm busy.
What's the matter? Don't I please you anymore?
Look, Rita, will you leave us alone, please?
Logan, she's not your type or age.
I'm sorry about it.
I'll cover you from here in case the others show up.
Where are your friends?
My friends are hid out. They're afraid of a lawman who might forget about the law and come across the border. This is New Mexico, Hollister. You have no authority here. They have their own laws and they have nothing on me. And if you don't believe me, ask the sheriff at the bar.
That doesn't prevent us from having a little talk, does it?
Well, what is it to say?
I want you to ride back to Tombstone with me.
Whatever would make me want to do a fool thing like that?
You want to make her happy?
I figure the best way to do that's by staying out of jail.
Taking her to places like this?
Won't always be places like this.
When has it ever been different? I think she deserves something better.
Have you any complaints, Kay?
If he did go back, what would happen?
You'd have to face a robbery charge.
I can't do that, Kay. Don't ask me.
Logan, time of your kind's passing. Trail ends with a bullet or a long prison term. Now's your chance to pay a small penalty for a new life.
Remember, I told you I can't stand to be locked up.
What kind of freedom is this? Running from the law, living from day to day, and no future.
Leave us alone, Hollister.
All right. Anything I can do for you, Kay?
Let's go back.
I can't.
Logan, maybe you can walk into a bank and scoop up some money. But what happens if this kind of life runs us out of love? Mr. Hollister, wait. I'm going back with you.
Kay.
Every time that you rode off, I'd wonder if I'd ever see you alive again. And we'd end up hating each other. Wouldn't have worked, would it?
He'll come back if he loves you. could be of service.
Is Pa at home? He went into town, but he should be back very soon now. I better start supper. You'll stay, won't you?
Thank you, Miss Danbury.
She's worried about what Pa will say.
How about you?
I'm not any longer.
I think I'll ride out and meet him.
Spawn of the devil, stop!
He was coming in to give himself up.
I didn't know.
Didn't he say anything?
May have. I didn't hear.
Maybe. Maybe you just didn't want to hear.
How will I be judged?
I don't know. But you're gonna have to tell your daughter you killed a man she loved. Here. You better give her this.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
Hollister.
Oh, Mr. Howard.
Some of us want to know what you're going to do about the outlaw element of this town.
My deputies and I arrest them.
But they're never convicted. They just go free to rob and kill again.
Mr. Howard, I'm just the sheriff, not the judge and jury.
Nobody wants to be the jury. It's too dangerous. They're afraid of what might happen if they vote to hang one of these murderers.
Mr. Clyburn and I are working on that, too. He's wired Washington for military protection for him.
I hope we get some action.
Here's Grady. Apaches. Cantaloupe Springs.
Apaches that close?
Get all the men you can together.
Right, Clay. Fred and I'll ride out with you.
Sheriff Clay Hollister rode out with a posse to Antelope Springs, where the Apaches had made their attack. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Unknown Territory.
The afternoon of March 27, 1882. Sheriff Clay Hollister started his ride back from Antelope Springs. The Apaches had fled, and the sheriff had sent the posse in pursuit of the marauders. Choosing their time perfectly, two outlaws approached the mining and milling company 2 miles outside of Tombstone.
Be obliged if you fill that. Let's have it! The miners will be coming for their money. Come on.
I had just finished reporting the outbreak of Apache raids on outlying ranches. Checked my watch with the 5 o'clock whistle at the Tombstone mine. When the whistle continued, I knew it was an emergency. I rode to the mine 2 miles out of town to investigate. But the hold-up men had killed and vanished.
I warned you about your fast trigger.
You saw him go for his gun.
This could mean big trouble.
You don't want to have no fun, do you, Mitt?
I wanted money. I didn't want to kill him.
Too bad about the money.
You go on to Crowley's. I'm going back to town.
I hope you know what you're doing, partner.
When I got back, the townspeople were demanding action. They told me Clay Hollister had just returned from Antelope Springs.
I tell you, they almost got me.
That the hat, Clay? That's it, Mr. Clyburn. Not much to go on. How'd it go, Brad?
Rough.
We trailed the Apaches into the Dragoons, and it was an easy trail to follow.
More raids?
2 more ranches and their families. Not a pretty sight, even the young'uns. I came back to report. Something wrong?
2-man stick-up at the Tombstone mine.
Killed Mr. Barton.
That hat belongs to one of them.
I saw a man without a hat riding across the San Pedro. He was headed towards Crowley's place. Looked like Billy Clyde.
Young Billy? He's a hard case.
Yeah, everyone thinks that he and Mitt Porter held up that Benson stage.
I wonder about Porter.
They're probably over at Crowley's place now. It's nothing but a hideout.
Do you think Billy and Mitt did it?
I'll ask him.
Let's get it over with.
I'm going with you.
Well, now, Mr. Clyburn.
Look, boy, I've been doing a lot of talking. You might need some help bringing them in.
Might at that. Except one of them's walking up to us right now.
Well?
He's tall like him, only he's dressed different. Wore his hat like you, Fred. Nope, it couldn't have been Porter.
You sure?
I was there.
You said you weren't looking.
It isn't Porter. Besides, he couldn't be 2 places at the same time.
Thought he was 2 people. Which maybe he is. I'll take over for a while.
Hey, now there's a fuzzy little one.
Like that.
Hello, Mitt.
Mm-hmm. Hello,
Simmons.
Mr. Captain.
Very attractive hat for a very pretty lady.
Thank you.
How's the freighting business, Mitt?
Can't complain.
Picking up lots of money on the Bisbee Road, are you?
I'm doing all right.
I think you're the richest man in town. Hope you realize that.
Mitt, we're riding out after your friend Billy Clyde.
Billy Clyde? Why?
Well, I want to talk to him. I don't know if it was him or his partner who killed Mr. Barton.
Mr. Barton was killed? Well, what makes you think that Billy had anything to do with it?
Hat was found. Billy was seen riding for Crowley's ranch bareheaded.
Well, I guess that's your problem.
It's no problem, Mitt. I figure Billy want to talk about things. He won't want to hang alone.
Tombstone juries don't hang anybody. Seems they're scared to.
Barton was a popular man, Porter. The town's had enough.
You want to ride out with us, Mitt?
Well, why me?
We thought you might have some influence with Billy. Avoid another killing.
When you leaving?
Ooh, about an hour.
Mr. Porter's not riding with Dave Posse tonight. We're going to choir practice.
Fire practice?
That's right. Choir practice.
That it is, Mr. Flavor.
Well, we smoked him out.
Yeah.
What's the matter, Mr. Clyburn? Something wrong?
Yeah. I like that fella. We rode immediately to reach Crowley's ahead of Porter. We arrived at sundown, and Clay Hollister scouted the ranch to see if other guns were around.
How does it look? I looked all over. Crowley and his boys out there. Probably all in Gaileyville gambling. There's just one man in bed. That has to be Billy.
How do you know?
He isn't wearing a hat.
I'm gonna go get him.
Hold on. He'd shoot you without even opening an eye, just out of instinct.
Not if I shoot first. Let's take Billy, then we can wait inside for Porter. That is, if Porter shows.
He'll show all right.
Open up, Billy. It's me, Mitt.
Fred, maybe you better cover the back door. When you get up there, wait. I'll holler out and tell them they're surrounded.
Wait. They're organizing a posse. You gotta get going. Where's your horse? Out in the corral?
Yeah. I'll be halfway to Mexico before they get here.
They wouldn't be coming, Billy, if you hadn't done that killing.
Well, now, look who's preaching. I'm surprised you even come up here to warn me.
That much I do owe you. But I don't trust you.
I don't believe I heard rightly. You don't trust me?
That's right. I figure if they get you near the end of a rope, you'll want company.
What happens if you get caught? Then who talks? You could really hang me. But you won't. I think I better kill you now.
You got the drop?
That's right.
You'd shoot?
I'm bad, I admit it. You don't know what you are.
Who is it?
You're surrounded.
That fool.
Thought you were ahead of them. They said they weren't leaving for an hour.
Open up in there, you're surrounded.
Sure.
Hold it right there, Billy. I'll cover the back.
Now I know I'm not gonna hang. I don't know about you.
Tell him you did the killing, Billy.
Tell him. Tell him.
You tell him.
Drop it.
You get around, boy.
Fred Billingsley is dead.
I didn't kill him.
I don't think you'll get Billy to testify to that.
Well, I'm not going to hang.
Don't be foolish.
You think he'll live?
Well, he's tried for murder, and then who knows?
March 28, 1882. Mitt Porter was under guard in the Tombstone Hospital.
Excuse me. I'll have to ask you to check that gun, stranger. Well, I'm just passing through. Well, make sure you do. Town's got rules.
Rules?
Yes, Mr. Warren?
I knew this would happen. Porter's healing up in the hospital, waiting to go free like the rest.
Fred Billingsley ain't healing up none.
Those cowboys think they run this town.
They do.
Well, it's time something was done about it.
You're right, Miss Bradbury.
People are getting panicky.
Yeah. Why didn't you and the editor kill Porter when you had the chance?
He'll stand trial when he can get out of bed, if he ever can.
Won't do no good. Juries are scared.
Well, you're the men who make up the juries.
I ain't gonna buck them gunslingers.
Well, you know, I don't blame you much about that. That'll all be changed now.
What do you mean?
I got an answer from Washington. All juries will have protection.
What protection?
Troops, if necessary.
From Fort Huachuca. So now you know.
Well, maybe things will be better.
Yeah.
Well, it's about time.
I hope I get on that Porter jury.
Me too. He'll hang.
It's time they was showed.
Well, we'll show them too, won't we, boys?
It's up to us.
Win, I'm terribly sorry. It's just that I got in so deep.
You could have told me. Did you kill Billingsley?
No.
Did you kill Barton?
No.
Was it Billy? Oh, I knew you were mixed up in something. I hoped I was wrong.
When I was mixed up. But you know, it's a funny thing. When a man comes so close to dying as I did, he sees things real clear. Now I'm glad there's going to be a trial. They got to believe I didn't kill anybody. When, after the trial's over, maybe we could go to California. Live respectable. I know I got no right, but I'm proposing.
I think you're delirious.
I'm not going to kill him, lady. I'm his brother. I heard you were running in bad company.
Stay out of this, Dave.
I'm taking you back to Texas.
He's staying. He's standing trial.
Lady, a bloodthirsty jury can hang a man same as a lynch mob. I'm not letting them make an example out of my brother. Come on.
No, Dave.
Mitt, I heard them talking on the streets. They mean it. They want revenge.
He's not going.
If he stays, he swings. They're so stirred up, they'll hang the first man they try. And it's not going to be him. I got horses, but I'll need some help getting him out of here, lady.
Don't drag her in.
You have a gun. If you use force, I'll have to help.
I guess I'm forcing. You get his clothes?
Everything all right in here?
Couldn't be helped. Hurry up.
Mitt and Dave Porter rode out of Tombstone, trying to cover as many miles as possible before their escape was discovered. They didn't stop to rest or eat as they sought refuge in the mountains. Only desperation kept the wounded boy on his horse. The two brothers pressed through a devil's graveyard of rocks and boulders, avoiding trails, ridges, and exposed areas where they might be spotted. Their destination, Texas, and home. The Porter boys were aware of a double danger, a posse from Tombstone, and the Apache raiders who infested the mountains and desert.
wanted to stand trial, but his brother convinced him that he didn't have a chance. Look, it was his only way out. And I helped him.
I don't know if Mitt killed or not, but he deserves a fair trial, and boy, if I can find him, he's going to get one.
Where do you think they headed?
Mountains.
Mountains all over Arizona territory, boy.
Yeah, but in Mitt's condition, he can't outrun anybody in the open. My guess is they'll head for the Chiricahuas and then for Texas.
The Chiricahuas?
That's Apache country.
He's sick, but he's no fool.
But the Indians have been out in raiding parties, and Mitt knows it. I think he'll chance getting through. You sure you still want to go along? Some Indian might wind up wearing that fancy jacket.
I'm going.
I wouldn't go, but my hat's off to you.
Hope we can keep our hats on. You're in charge, Sorehead.
Posse's on its way in.
They make contact with the Apaches?
They hit and run. All we did was chase them back in the mountains.
Which mountains?
The Chiricahuas.
The afternoon of March 28th. Clay Hollister and I prepared for a long, hard ride and left at once. We didn't have time to wait for the posse. The Porter boys had a big head start, and we tried to close the gap before the going got rough. But we were slowed by the rugged foothills. Their trail told Clay they were still far ahead of us. They led us into hidden ravines and box canyons known only to Indians. We tracked them into the forbidding Chiricahuas, fortress of the murderous Apaches. There was still no sign that they had stopped to rest or eat. It was no longer an easy trail to follow, and it would soon be night when all trails end. The evening of March 28th. Mitt and Dave Porter penetrated deeper into the Apache stronghold. The stars would soon be out. But which would be stars and which would be Apache eyes? The morning of March 29.
I'm still warm.
You like eating something?
No, go ahead.
Well, at least the Apaches haven't found us.
They wouldn't attack till daylight anyway.
Yeah. Something to do with their religion.
Religion? They just enjoy seeing you die.
You're a pretty tough kid. You haven't eaten enough to keep a cricket. Should be quite a celebration when I bring you home.
You know, Dave, I've always been second best to you. Seems I still am.
You trying to prove something back in Tombstone? How did money get to be so important to you anyway?
Isn't it to everyone?
Depends on how you come by it. You had no right to involve that girl.
She was going to California with me, Dave.
Maybe she'd like to come to Texas.
Is that more big brother advice?
Well, I figured if she'd take over, maybe I could concentrate on a few problems of my own.
Yeah, it's funny. I never figured you'd ever have any problems. But I like your solution.
Well, it's a beautiful morning.
Yeah. I wonder if it's a beautiful day in Texas.
Company.
Posse or Apaches?
You hit?
I don't think there's any new holes in me. Dave. Dave.
Yeah.
I've never quite learned how to say this. But thanks.
We'll make it.
I'm out of shells. Dave, you go ahead and run for the horses.
I said we'll make it.
Do like I tell you. Let me be the family hero just...
Ned?
He's a long way from Texas.
How guilty was he? How guilty the town? Dave Porter miraculously escaped Texas. We buried his brother Mitt where he was killed in the Chiricahuas. It was no happy ending to a girl's dream of home and family. But that's the way it happened. Mitt Porter made some mistakes in his young life in this young country and learned, as did many residents of Tombstone, that only the town was too tough to die.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
How about that, Sally? Well, everybody's having fun with Big Bill. Saturday night, why don't you celebrate?
Celebrate what?
Silver mine I'm going to find for you, maybe. That's what.
Should I hold my breath?
Herman. Herman! We'll pick up a little glass, Herman. And hold. Well, now, Sheriff, you got in my way.
You better call tonight, Bill, before somebody gets hurt.
You want to hold a glass, Sheriff? 1, 2.
Oh, now. Show me how you want it held.
All right.
I'm sorry I had to clip him, Sally.
Why bother to tell me about it? I don't care what happens to him.
Jack, take care of him.
No, Keep away. I'll take care of him.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
May 29, 1886.
Sally.
Excuse me, Doctor. Sure. Well?
Sally, you're not still mad about what happened in there.
It won't work, Bill. I've heard all your promises.
I got a regular job now, Sally, working for the water pipe company. Saving for steak. I can't miss this time. There's silver all around us. You wait and see, I'm going to hit pay dirt.
You hit pay dirt? You won't hit peanuts. And even if you get the chance, you'll go into the Tivoli and blow it.
Sally, listen to me.
You listen to me. I'm going to leave here someday. And when I do, it's not going to be with any moth-eaten prospector who's all mind talk and no mind. I'm going to be respectable. I'm going to have a sparkler on this finger that'll blind you in the sun. I'm going to have furs all over me. Now you go back to digging your ditches and leave me alone.
Oh, look, you kids move back. You're going to get hurt here.
Aw, Bill.
Hello, Jimmy. Emily.
We're not hurting anything, Mr. Hollister. We're just watching.
Yeah, well, you better go watch from over there.
Can we play around the old Marla house, please, can we?
Sure, I guess so nobody else is using it. To keep you off the streets.
Thanks, Mr. Hollister. Thanks. I'll be the mother, and you can be the husband coming home from work. I'm not going to be the husband. I'm going to be the sheriff.
How you doing, Bill?
Fine.
What do you got, a broken water pipe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver. Sally,
What are you doing here? Lose your job?
I just hit a silver vein rich as they come.
What, again?
This'll go 8,000 a ton if it goes a dime.
Where'd you find it this time?
Right out where I was fixing that pipe, right in the middle of Allen Street.
Middle of Allen Street. What?
Look, that city property, I can't file a claim on it, right?
Right.
The Marlowe house is right next to where I was digging. You can buy it for $1,600.
1,600. So?
Sally, you told me once you had a little nest egg put by.
Bill, if you don't get out of here and quit wasting my time, I'll throw you out.
You said you had $2,000. Sally, this can mean $500,000 to us, maybe better.
Bill.
Look, the house is only 40 feet away from where I was digging. Now, if you owned it, I could tunnel under the street. Nobody'd ever know the difference.
The silver, we'd have to sell it in some other town.
Tucson, that's easy.
What's in it for me?
20 cents on every dollar I take out.
Make it 50.
Okay, baby. I'm not going to argue the split with you. I'm going to ask you to marry me. First 5,000 I take out of that mine.
I want 10.
What's the matter, baby?
The pipe repair job you were working on. Won't one of the other workers discover the silver ore?
I covered it all up. I'll fix it tonight.
Well, let's have a drink, partner.
Okay, partner. Hi, Sheriff. Have a drink?
No, thanks, Bill.
You particular who you drink with?
I just have to finish my rounds.
You know, Hollister, I'm going to hit it big out here one day. I'm going to have money coming out of every pocket. I'm going to own half a Tombstone.
Don't pay any attention to him, Sheriff. You know, some of them start drinking early. Start running off at the mouth. Now, why don't you be a very nice boy and say goodbye to the sheriff before you get into trouble again? See? Why don't you make me a deputy?
I could do worse.
You better forget you're mad with Hollister and hold your tongue or the deal's off.
You're kidding.
Try me.
Okay, Sally. I'll go back to work.
Well, that's better.
June 14, 1886. The unique mining operation began with Sally's purchase of the old Marlowe place as a home. The lumber for shoring the shaft and tunnel was brought in as new flooring ordered by Miss Sally Wilson for repairs on the old house. Life on Allen Street went on as usual, nobody dreaming that inside the house a shaft would soon extend down to a depth of 10 feet. And that from the bottom of the shaft, a tunnel would extend over 40 feet to a point beneath the street where Big Bill had made his discovery. There was another problem. The dirt had to be carted away secretly. August 10, 1886. The silver deposit was reached.
Sally! Sally! You know, it's a funny thing. These things were filled with dirt. They weighed a ton. Now they got silver in them. They're light as feathers. You didn't tell anybody they could come?
Of course not. Who is it?
Me, Sally, Clay. Want to talk to you a minute.
Well, just a minute, Clay. I'll be right with you. A lady has to make herself presentable, Clay.
May I come in?
Sure. I haven't fixed the place up yet, but I have some good ideas.
Oh, it should be real nice. Things seem to be going better for you and Bill.
Hmm.
I want to talk to you about him.
About Bill?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's Jimmy Reach.
You mean the little boy that Barbara's daughter plays with?
He was playing around the house here the other day, and Bill ran him off.
Oh.
He slapped him.
Oh, no.
Jimmy's father's got a terrible temper, and so has Bill.
Yeah, I know that.
I wouldn't want to see him try to shoot it out. I thought it'd be better if I talked to you about it rather than Bill.
Glad that you did. He gets pretty riled up, even when your name is mentioned.
I guess I got that kind of personality. Well, thanks for the help, Sally.
Thank you, Clay.
You were standing right over it, honey. We're getting lucky all the way around.
Why'd you slap Jimmy?
Well, he was getting near our diggings.
So Hollister shows up. These are big stakes. Don't be a fool and give them away, Bill. Now get back to work.
The morning of September 2. Big Bill took out enough silver to make a down payment on an important purchase.
Before very long, I'm going to buy you one of those for every one of your fingers. We're going to have everything we ever wanted, honey. We're really going to live.
We.
Mr. and Mrs. William Hartley.
Emily? Emily? Emily! Get off there! Emily!
It's a tunnel.
No! No!
Let's get the sheriff.
Emily, my baby, my baby.
Barbara, let me get a look. Sally, take care of it.
Come on, honey. Everything's gonna be all right. It's all my fault. I should have watched her closer. That's a mother's job. Come on, Barbara. Come on.
Emily. Get that Cunningham. You, get a hoist and some ropes. Move. Everybody get back.
Is she dead?
They don't know. The tunnel. Is that the reason the street caved in?
I let her run wild. You have to watch your little girl. Anything can happen.
Barbara. Now listen to me. She needs you now more than she's ever needed you in her entire life. I want you to talk to her quietly. Her mother's voice could be very important to her.
What shall I say?
Anything. Just be gentle. Let her know you're here.
Emily? Emily, darling, it's Mother. I'm not going to work tonight, Emily. I'll stay home and tuck you in.
Don't stop.
Emily, I'll read a story to you. I'll read you a story, Emily.
Mommy.
Emily. She's alive. My baby's alive.
Is Big Bill Hartley here? Bill, come here.
What does he want? What do you want, Hollister?
I need your help.
Why me?
You did the repair work here, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, how's the ground?
It's tricky.
Are we on a natural fall, or can I dig down on the side and tunnel across to her?
You're gonna risk a cave-in any time you put a shovel in the ground around here. Liable to bring that whole thing down on her. Barbara, come back from that edge.
You didn't have to go down that far for the water line, did you?
Of course not.
And why's the hole so deep?
Well, how do I know? Could be a natural fault, an old well, a spring. Could be anything.
You got any ideas about getting her out?
A rope around her waist might work.
Not if she's pinned.
Yeah, well, maybe she isn't. Too tricky to get down there. We'll get a loop.
Bill, are we going to have to tell about the tunnel?
No, we'll get the kid out.
Are you sure?
Now, don't get mixed up, Sally. What we got is ours. We find that silver mine, we got nothing. We'll get the kid out.
Big Bill Hartley and Sally kept their secret about the tunnel from the old Marlowe house to the mine, through which the girl could have been reached.
too tight. You don't dare pull.
Yeah, I know.
Gently now. Easy.
Mommy, the rope hurts.
Stop pulling. You can't get her out that way. You've got to think of something else.
I'll have to go down after her.
Now, wait a minute. You're no miner. You'd have that whole thing on top of her. I'll go alone.
All right.
Keep your feet away from the rocks, Bill.
Send me down a shovel. You're gonna be all right, honey.
There it comes.
How's it going, Bill?
Slow.
You want me to spell you?
No. I'll stay down here alone. Don't worry, honey. We're gonna get you out.
The operation was difficult. Each act of digging risked a landslide, which could bring certain death to the digger as well as to the child below. The night of September 2, 1886.
Soon, honey. This down over your shoulders, honey. That's it. Now you sit in that bottom one, sweetheart. Put this under your arms, all right? Come on, dear. Sheriff!
Aye.
We got her.
Billy! Take her arm out of there.
Okay.
All right.
That night, 8 hours after the start of the operation, the child had been freed.
Easy. Easy.
Mommy.
My baby's alive.
Take hours to clear.
Hours will be too late. We've got to get him on soon.
I can't work fast, Doc. The whole street may cave in on top of him.
Bill, don't give up, Bill. It means too much to us now.
I've given up, Sally. Tell him.
It means too much to us now.
Tell us what, Sally?
Nothing, Clay. He's delirious.
I had just returned from a business trip in Prescott, found Tombstone in a turmoil.
How's it going, Bill? Can't feel anything, Sheriff.
Hold on, Bill. Everything will be all right.
get you out.
Oh, it's too late. Why'd you come the way you did?
What are you talking about?
Didn't Sally tell you?
Tell me what?
This is a tunnel between our house and the mine.
You mean that you tried to mine this? Bill, don't you know that this...
Anything I can do?
No, thanks, Harris. We'll get him out now to bury him. They had a mine.
They were mining here? This is just an isolated pocket. Pachuca Water Company found it when they laid the pipe 4 years ago. Rich ore, no vein. It wasn't even worth digging up the street.
Sally, there's a man dead and you could have saved him. We're going to have a long talk.
I'll be around. I'll be around for a long time.
Looks like dirt.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
Were being attacked repeatedly after crossing the border. According to information received through unofficial channels, another pack train would be hijacked in the vicinity of Skeleton Canyon. This could lead to an international incident. It was Sheriff Clay Hollister's job to prevent it.
See if you can pick up that trail. I'll try to catch up with you.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone territory.
We rode back as soon as we heard the shot. Are you all right?
Yeah, almost missed me.
Well, that was close.
Enough to knock me out for a minute. You see who did it?
No, but one of the Mexicans is missing.
Yeah. One of the horses, too. What about the bushwhackers?
Headed for Galeyville.
Yeah, that figures.
You think it's Curly Bill and his boys?
I don't know. We take the bodies on back to town.
What do you aim to do?
See if I can find that Mexican, have him identify the hijackers.
Well, I never knew you to take such an interest in civic affairs, Curly Bill.
Why, I tell you, it ain't fair, Mr. Clyburn. Especially since Galeyville folks are paying taxes, same as them here in Tombstone.
And you say the people in Galeyville think they're not getting a fair shake for their tax money.
That's right. Tombstone gets sidewalks, street lamps, running water. And what do us in Galeyville get? Nothing but tax receipts. Now, that ain't fair.
And so you want me to write an editorial about it?
Yep.
Well, you've got a point. I think you're also entitled to law enforcement. You don't even mention that.
Well, now we ain't hoggish, Mr. Clyburn. Just one thing at a time, huh?
Well, I'll give your proposal serious consideration, Brocious.
Thanks.
Now, I wonder what he really did want.
Come here. What's on your mind, Hollister? I want to talk to you.
Where you been for the last, say, 3 hours?
Oh, right here in Tombstone, minding my own business. Why?
Prove it.
Well, as a matter of fact, I spent most of the time with your writing friend inside. Him and me have been discussing civic matters. Ask him.
I will. After a while.
Un momento, senor. I beg your pardon.
What's on your mind?
That man on the left.
That's Clay Hollister, the sheriff.
And the other one, the fat one. Is he also a lawman?
Curly Bill Brocious, a lawman?
No.
Curly Bill is one of the roughest galoots in these parts. He makes his own laws.
But they seem so friendly.
Curly Bill, a lawman.
Mexican nationals dead. Boy, there are going to be repercussions from Washington, Mexico City unless I do something fast.
Well, the answer probably lies with one man. That Mexican who took the shot at you.
It could be 2 men. The other one's Curly Bill Brocious.
Well, he was here with me this morning. He has an alibi.
Mm-hmm. So I heard from Curly Bill Brocious. Now, it's too pat to suit me. He knows something. And that hijacker's trail led toward Galeyville.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Outlaws from all over the territory congregate in Galeyville.
And Curly Bill rules the roost.
Not entirely. Red Slade's gang is becoming plenty strong in Galeyville. Strong enough, in fact, that even Cass, Curly Bill's top man, is thrown in with Slade.
Well, whoever did it, I got 4 good reasons for wanting to find him.
4 reasons?
Count them.
Well, if it ain't old Curly Bill himself. Step right up here and have a drink with your pals. We're celebrating.
I'm second.
Shame, ain't it, boys? Curly getting old and rheumatic. Can't stand at the bar no more.
Is this the way you feel, Cass? You like being with a back shooter?
You gotta keep up with the times, Curly. Like us. We don't waste time or bullets. We just collect fast. But you're slowing up.
I ain't slow when I pull a gun.
We don't want no trouble now, boys.
Thought you could take a little joke, Curly.
I can when a man makes one.
Hold it!
Outside. Now, what's this all about?
Search me. Me and the boys were just celebrating a bit when Curly walks in and chooses me. Guess he's getting his second childhood. Set him up again.
Now, just what was it you were celebrating?
Now, ain't that funny? I done clean forgot.
I guess I'll have to ask somebody else.
Like who?
Well, let's put it this way. When a killer shoots a man in the back, you ought to be sure of one thing.
Like what?
That the man's dead.
Nightly. See you in the morning.
The night of June 8. The past 3 days had not been particularly auspicious ones for Hollister. The pack-train bushwhackers were still at large, and the missing Mexican, his only material witness, had apparently vanished into thin air.
You're the man that's been looking for me, huh?
Sí, señor. I am Don Jacinto Orozco, a sus órdenes. The man you tried to kill.
Oh, well, now, hold on a minute. I'm the law. I've been looking for you to identify the murderer.
You are the murderer. And you will pay for it. The whip was a good idea. Makes little sound. Yet it can kill so easily.
All right. On your feet.
Por favor, señor. Make the first bullet count.
Except for the roistering bunch in the Crystal Palace, an ominous quiet had settled down upon Tombstone as two determined men faced it out in a room of the Exchange Hotel. Both Clay Hollister and Don Jacinto were playing a desperate game.
What's the matter, Sheriff? You want to shoot people in the back?
I can see you need some straightening out.
You know very well I'm the only witness to the ambush on my train. I saw you with my own eyes, robbing the dead.
You saw me checking the bodies for identification papers. I want the murderers as much as you do. Drop into my office in the morning. We got a few details to discuss.
I'm free to go?
You made a natural mistake. I won't hold it against you.
Very well, amigo. In the morning.
Clay Hollister now strongly suspected that the Mexican coin taken from Slade was a link to the pack train ambush. The morning of June 9, 4 heavily armed riders came into Tombstone. They had the look of men who had once served with the Rurales, a truly great police force. More than anything else, they looked like trouble.
Well, actually, we have no witnesses. No positive identification. But you have a good idea, don't you? Ideas aren't evidence, Don Jacinto. Are you telling me you know who killed and robbed us, but you refuse to arrest them? Even if I were sure, a warrant couldn't be issued until I have positive proof. I couldn't make it stick.
Senor Hollister, if a mountain lion attacks my cattle, I do not wait to prove which beast is to blame. I hunt down and destroy every savage animal I can find.
Well, Don Jacinto, according to the law, men aren't animals. It's my job to enforce the law.
But you know who murdered my countrymen.
I have suspicions. When I'm sure, when I have proof, that gang will be tried and hanged.
Who are these men? I have the right to know.
Not now. Not while you're feeling like you do.
You refuse to tell me?
I do. You know those men?
Si, senor.
You sent for them.
Mm-hmm. And because each one has been with the Rurales, each man is a manhunter, a killer of savage beasts.
I told you I'd take care of this.
True. But from this moment on, my men are going to watch you like hawks. One day you will lead us to the killers, and that day will destroy them. Buenos dias, Senor Sheriff.
Hello, Harris.
Well, I see Don Jacinto's men are still here.
Yeah, sticking to me like glue. Even camp outside my hotel at night. Probably one of them under my bed.
Making you a mite edgy, aren't they, Clay?
You bet they are. Sitting on an international powder keg. I've got to talk to Curly Bill or Slade, but if I go out there, they'll follow me. And they'll gun down anybody I talk to.
Well, that could start fireworks. Have a border war on our hands.
Yeah, and the only way I can stop it is by staying here. I'm practically a prisoner in my own jail.
How's the bread and water?
Slade around? He was doing some target practice a while ago. It seems he has troubles even shooting a man in the back.
You're on the prod against Slade just because I'm riding with him. I like siding with you, Bill, but, well, you just sort of sit around too much.
You live longer that way.
I heard you told a couple of boys there's another pack train coming through today.
Yeah, it's a rich one, they say. Does Slade know about it, Cass?
He's one told me.
Well, he'd better steer clear of that pack train. It'll be well guarded. No chance to take it at all. Unless some back-shooting outfit takes on the job. Slade's inside. Cass.
Yeah?
I still sort of like you, even if you have took up with Slade.
So?
Better not push your luck too far.
Skeleton Canyon again. There's talk of another pack train coming.
Where'd you hear that?
All I know is Curly Bill's sitting out at Galeyville laughing at you. Says while these Mexican gunmen got you pinned down in your own office, hijackers are going to hit the pack train.
Well, that does it. I can't ride out Don Jacinto any longer. I gotta get out to Galeyville now. I can't let them follow me. Lee, put on my jacket and ride out of here fast. Maybe they'll follow you.
Right.
¡Un momento, muchachos!
Didn't work, Clay. That's it.
Desmonten, cuiden.
You and your men stay out of this.
Now it's your move, Senor Hollister.
Curly Bill!
Well, hello, Hollister. I've been waiting for you. Come on and sit down.
Come out. Come out or we'll blow you out. Either way, we'll kill you. Face to face or from the back, just like you murdered my people.
Detengan el fuego. There's only one man here, and he wasn't in on the job.
That batch of yours has no protection anymore, senor. We wanted the killers, and we're going to have them.
I told you the men you want aren't here.
You, search the place. Shoot anything that moves.
You're wasting your time. And mine.
We'll just make sure of that, senor.
Well, they won't bother us for a while. You feel like talking?
Maybe. Maybe not.
What are you doing here all alone?
Waiting for you. Bad news travels fast.
Yeah, what about this news about a pack train coming through today?
Why ask me?
Well, I got a hunch you're the one that started that rumor.
Look, Hollister, I ain't got nothing against you personal. You do your job good. One thing, you don't plug nobody in the back.
But somebody you know is a back shooter, is that it?
I ain't exactly no petunia the way I do things. But even I gotta draw the line somewheres. There ain't no pack train coming through today. But Slade thinks there is.
He's just out there waiting to get trapped.
Just remember, you said it.
Thanks.
What for?
Sheriff! Monte.
Well, now maybe you believe me.
This is Brocious. Is he the same outlaw I saw you talking with before? Outlaw?
He had nothing to do with it. Take my word.
And the gang of outlaws?
I'll take care of them. You take your men back to Mexico. Lee?
Si, senor. We travel south. The same as you.
Hollister and his deputy made a hard and fast ride to Skeleton Canyon, where Red Slade's gang waited to ambush another pack train.
Slade! You and your men, throw down your guns!
Thought I told you to go back to Mexico.
This is on the way to Mexico. And besides, I want to help you.
All right, you and your men are deputized.
Dispersense.
Bill? Huh? What about you?
Oh, no, not this time.
Guardia.
I tried to tell you, Cass. You see, you pushed your luck too far.
All right. Drop your gun belts.
Now I go to Mexico, senor.
Adios, amigo.
Adios.
Good man to have siding you.
I wonder where Curly Bill's headed so fast.
Well, that wise old coot.
What are you talking about?
There's a big herd coming down from the north, heading for Fort Huachuca.
And Curly Bill's headed north.
And so am I. Take the prisoners, and just remember one thing. Don't even start to trust an outlaw.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
The trial of Winnie Joe was in its last day. All that was lacking was the verdict.
Never took me this long to tell a man I was grudging against him.
I like to think the jury's on your side, Winnie Joe.
I'm a wolfer. I never knew a man who killed wolves for a living that wasn't grudged against him. Frank, look there. Them Beaumont brothers. Him's the one. They fixed this whole thing up against me.
Can you prove it?
I know it. I know it now. Ain't that enough?
I'm afraid not.
Look at him. Look at him. They want me to be convicted. Them and everybody else.
Winnie Joe, you're getting your trial.
Yeah, that's because you offered to be my lawyer.
I bet he knows. Nobody listens to what he knows.
His lawyer listens.
Yeah, I reckon he does.
Well, then he must know, too. Winnie Joe must have told him.
A losing lawyer and a convicted man. Who's going to listen to them? Yeah, but suppose. Just suppose he isn't convicted.
Nobody listens to dead men either. Not even in Tombstone.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
Since the issue was still in doubt, I set up two headlines. Westerby innocent, Westerby guilty. A man who deals in death is bound to be disliked, Clay, even when he only kills wolves.
Well, killing wolves is one thing, but poisoning 400 head of cattle?
Do you really believe Winnie Joe did that?
I don't want to believe it, no, but it was his poison that killed him. That wolf bait he uses.
But what would he gain by it? There's no sense, no reason, no motive at all.
You sound like Winnie Joe's lawyer.
Clay, Mr. Clyburn, Frank won his case. Winnie Joe's innocent. He's free.
You know, I always did favor this one. The afternoon of May 11, 1885.
Hello, Frank.
I'm conferring with the client, Sheriff.
Yeah, so your wife told me. I need your help.
I'm sorry, Clay. I'm a real estate lawyer now. I establish legal claims to property in Boot Hill.
Frank, you knew Winnie Joe better than anybody in Tombstone.
Nobody else would bother.
Well, somebody bothered enough to put 3 bullets in his back. Why?
I wish I knew. Do you?
Well, maybe he knew something that he shouldn't have. Something about poisoned cattle.
Maybe so.
And maybe he passed that information on to you?
And that'll put me in danger. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's right.
Well, I don't know. Give me some time to think about it, would you, Sheriff? I'm still pretty upset.
Wait a minute, Frank. Look, that killer isn't going to give you much time to think. If Winnie Joe told you anything important...
I don't know what's important to that killer. Winnie Joe told me many things.
Well, he must have mentioned some names.
He probably did. And a lot of innocent people, too. If I started naming names, I'd make the innocent ones into suspects.
And it might save your life.
What about their life?
All right. But you better leave Tombstone for your own sake. Boot Hill's getting overcrowded.
I'll think about it. No, I can't name names. I just can't play grab bag with personal reputations.
Shooting, Sheriff. Who got it?
Frank Calloway.
Oh, he drawing you?
No, he was shot from ambush. Give me a hand, will you?
Ain't quite dead, is he?
No, not yet. Listen, never mind those gloves. Put some pressure on here. Aside.
Ever figured Frank for enemies, did you, Sheriff?
I do now.
Well, reckon one of us ought to tell his wife. I'm going that way.
I'll take care of that as soon as I get him to Doc Cunningham. Now help me get him on the horse.
My husband's been hurt, Clay Hollister. You've no right to keep me here.
If you just hold your temper...
You let me by.
Now, wait a minute. Your husband is safe. He's over at the doctor's office. He's out of danger.
He's hurt. He needs me.
He needs you most right here.
I want to see Frank. Oh!
All right, now, Libby. You're going to listen to me.
I will not.
Yes, you will. There's a stage leaving for Tucson in exactly 1 hour. That'll give you time enough to pack and meet...
Tucson?
That's right, and meet Frank down at the stage depot.
Our home is right here in Tombstone.
Frank's home is going to be in Boot Hill unless you leave.
Well, then why don't you start protecting him, Sheriff?
I'm trying to.
How? By sending us to Tucson? Why don't you just send everybody to Tucson?
Libby.
And you can hand Tombstone to all the killers and outlaws you can't
Libby.
handle. You let me away. I'm going to go see Frank.
Look, Libby, you've got to understand. Frank is safe over in the doctor's office, but the minute he sets foot on the street, bingo.
It's your job to protect him.
It takes time. I'll get the killer, but I don't want to use Frank as bait.
Bait?
That's right. You got to help me keep Frank alive.
Well, I guess I better start packing, huh?
I'll get you tickets. Round trip.
Can I join the party?
No. This time I want to make sure it's going to be right.
Sure, when there's a killing to do, it's my party.
If you'd finished Calloway, this wouldn't be necessary.
You really think it's going to keep him quiet?
It'll help.
Just a moment.
Mrs. Calloway, I got a message for your husband.
What kind of a message? What do you think you're doing?
Hey, you got room for a couple more passengers?
Sure thing, Sheriff. Gotta be special nice to people from now on.
It's a new policy.
New for me. I may be looking for another job real soon. Some talk about the railroad coming down this way.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. When's it due to happen?
Might not be long. There's some land buying out west of town. Who's the passengers?
Huh?
Who's the passengers?
Oh, the Callaways, Mr. and Mrs. They're going to Tucson.
I'll be mighty nice to them.
Morning, Harris.
Morning, Clay. Well, say, how's Frank Calloway?
Oh, it's just a shoulder wound. He's going to be all right. What's this I hear about a railroad coming in?
Yeah, great thing for town. I've got a map of the proposed route.
I just heard about it this morning.
Yeah, a lot of people just heard about it this morning, including the man who's supposed to know all and tell all. I imagine the railroad's been trying to keep it quiet till they can buy up the right-of-way they need. The roadbed is going to skirt the town on the north, in this area here.
Well, I thought that was private property.
It was. From what I understand, they've bought this piece on the left and this strip over here on the far right.
Boy, somebody must have made a killing.
Yeah. The Beaumonts. Ben and Cliff, wouldn't you know?
This grazing area right in the middle. It's where the cattle were poisoned.
Eddie Cogan's land. Great terrain for a roadbed. Railroads pay the limit for flat land like that.
Well, he could use the money after losing those cattle. Does he know about this?
I don't know. But he will. The epitaph will have it today.
Oh, that's funny. The railroad should buy the Beaumont land, not Cogan's. I wonder why. Can I borrow this?
All yours.
Oh, Clay. Oh, Harris. Look, I just found out about that railroad land. You were wrong about it.
Well, it happens. Even to me.
Eddie Cogan doesn't own it. He leases it from the Beaumonts.
Leases it?
That's right. A good long lease. Too long for Cliff and Ben.
Well, I'm afraid I don't follow you.
Well, look. The railroad wants that land real bad, right? The Beaumonts stand to make a fortune if they can sell it. But they can't sell it so long as Kogan has any claim to it.
Well, they can buy him out of his lease.
Or force him out. Oh, but there was one thing you were right about, Harris. Winnie Joe didn't have any reason to poison those cattle. The Beaumonts had every reason in the world.
You don't know that. You need evidence.
I'll get it.
How?
Well, I don't know right off. First thing I gotta do is get the Callaways out of this shooting gallery. Lippy. Who was it? Tell me.
Clay, I don't know. I don't know.
It's all right now. It's all over.
They said it was a warning for Frank. I don't understand it. I don't know what he means.
I think I do.
Clay, we'll go to Tucson, like you say. Frank and I will go.
You might not have to now. This glove, where did it come from?
It's a man's glove.
Yeah, I know.
The one who was here, he must have left it here. I guess I put up a better fight than I thought.
Sure looks like it. Come on, let's get you to the doctor.
Oh, no, Clay, I'm all right. Oh, Clay, I'm all right, thank you.
I'm not so sure of that.
Yes, I am, really.
You think you're well enough to make a positive identification?
Oh, Clay. Clay, don't ask me to do that, please. Don't ask me any questions about this man. Frank will be killed if I...
The afternoon of May 13, 1885.
Took you so long? To get my face fixed up. But damn, she's a wildcat. What you did to me.
Yeah, what'd you do to her?
I like scratches on my face.
Never mind your face. How is she?
Scared silly. She'll make sure that her husband keeps his mouth shut.
Hold it, Ben. What happened to your face? You cut yourself shaving?
Yeah, my hand slipped.
That's kind of clumsy of you. Now, you're wearing gloves?
Now, Clay, you know you don't wear gloves shaving.
I thought maybe you might.
That ain't Ben's glove.
No, of course it isn't. This glove belongs to the man that ransacked the Calloway house and beat up Mrs. Calloway. A real gentleman.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Try it on. Try it on.
Don't do it, Ben.
You trying to accuse me of something, Hollister?
Well, if the glove fits, yes. If not, I'll offer you a public apology. You better try it on. Hold it. That's far enough. Now, pick up your brother's glove. Gonna need it for evidence. This is the same cell Winnie Joe used. I thought you'd like to know.
How's my brother?
He's dead?
Look, Sheriff. It was Ben's idea fixing those charges. He thought Winnie Joe would be convicted for sure.
Well, he wasn't. He had a pretty good lawyer. You're gonna need a better one.
May 14, 1885. There was another fresh grave on Boot Hill for Ben Beaumont.
Prisoner Clifford Beaumont, age 34, is charged with the murder of Winnie Joe Westerby, the attempted murder of Frank Calloway, and the poisoning of more than 400 head of cattle.
What's the matter?
Oh, I don't know. I could have prevented this whole mess, do you know that?
How?
Winnie Joe insisted that the Beaumonts were mixed up in his case, but I wouldn't listen to him. I didn't even tell Clay about it.
Well, why not?
Principles. I was afraid of accusing innocent people.
Frank, where are you going?
I'm going to take a walk. Give my principles an airing. Do you want anything, honey?
Yes, you. And your principles.
The afternoon of May 14.
Howdy, Mr. Calloway.
Well, hello, Hank.
Now, this here Beaumont fellow, all the complaints they got against him, they're going to have to hang him with a half a dozen ropes.
He's only got one neck.
But they will hang him. I hear they can't even get nobody to defend him. Serves him right.
Not in your own private massacre, Frank?
Clay, who's defending Cliff Beaumont?
Defending him?
His lawyer, who is it?
Oh, I don't know yet. I don't think anybody in town wants anything to do with him.
Hasn't anybody been appointed yet?
No. No good lawyer would want to sit in the same cell with him.
I'll take his case.
Hey, you two'd make a fine pair.
No, I mean it, Clay. I want to defend him.
Let's go over to my office. Fight this out in private. This is the guy that shot you, Frank. You, Winnie Joe, and the devil knows how many other people.
Mm-hmm. Did he confess those shootings?
Well, that's not the point.
No, it's the point. Did he confess?
Well, no, not yet. But there's no doubt.
Well, then why bother with the trial?
What?
No, I mean it, Clay. If everybody's convinced that Cliff Beaumont's guilty, why don't we just walk into a cell right now and kill him?
Now you're talking foolish.
No, I'm not. A trial now would be just a waste of time and money. So why bother?
Well, you know better than I. It's the law.
Exactly. And the law demands a trial. And the law says that a man's innocent until proven guilty. And the law says that every man, rich or poor, bad or good, is entitled to his day in court. Here.
Where are you going?
I'm to see my client.
Not a chance.
Look, Clay. Winnie Joe Westerby was a useless old man. The only things he could do well was lie, hate, and poison wolves. Now, he was accused of something he didn't commit. But if he hadn't had a trial, a fair trial, we never would have known he was innocent.
Well, Cliff Beaumont isn't Winnie Joe. He's the guy that put that bullet in your shoulder, remember? And he stood by while his brother beat your wife.
Sure, I remember. And I hope he hangs for it. But if we have to cheat the law to punish men like Cliff Beaumont, we just better change our ways, that's all. Now, please, Clay, let me have a private...
I'm not going to let you in there alone with him. Somebody's bound to get hurt.
Only if somebody gets out of line. A prisoner has the right to a private conference with his attorney.
All right, Frank.
Hello, Cliff.
What's he doing here?
Let him tell you. I can't.
If you want anything, I'll be in the office.
All right, Calloway, what's this all about?
Well, you needed a lawyer. Nobody else wanted the job. So I volunteered.
You volunteered? Why?
I don't think you'd understand.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'd hock your degree to lose this case, wouldn't you?
No, on the contrary, Beaumont. If I could win your case, I'd be considered the biggest attorney in the West. Now, look, you just settle down and we'll start discussing everything. Now, there's certain things that I think I must demand.
You ain't taking any chances, are you, carrying that gun?
That's right, Beaumont. In my considered opinion, I considered you the lowest form of human life. But I learned in law school that any human being, even one like you, deserves a break in court. Now, if you'll just settle down and stop making things a little different. I guess you asked for this. Clay! Clay! I can't talk to my client in this condition.
Oh, I guess you can. Are you all right?
Oh, I feel better than I felt in days. He made a grab for my gun.
Yeah. You know, if I'd known you had that, I'd never let you back here.
Well, now, nobody could have gotten hurt. That gun isn't loaded.
All right, Counselor, you've had your moment. Conference over?
No. Here, help me get my client up off the floor. He's entitled to some rights, you know. Clay, this doesn't change anything. Come on, boy.
Good luck on your case. I sure hope you lose.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
I had just pulled the proof of an advertisement that caused me concern. Birdcage Theater, 2 days only. Whitey Beck's fabulous extravaganza starring the one and only Billy Denver, the world's fastest gun. Well, good morning, Mr. Beck.
Well, good morning, sir.
Want to take a look at this?
Oh, yes, indeed. Well. Oh, yes, that ought to do it.
Say, tell me something, Mr. Beck. Have you run this same powder-baited ad in the other towns you've played?
Naturally.
And no trouble?
Well, who would want to make trouble for the fastest gun in the world?
Well, just offhand, I can name about 24 gunslingers in the territory who would consider it an honor and a great pleasure to challenge a fool boast like that.
Thank you for the advice. But we're perfectly able to protect ourselves, Mr. Claiborne.
Well, in any event, you've advertised your man on the right sheet. The epitaph. An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
Promoter Whitey Beck refused to heed the warning. Tombstone's Birdcage Theater was to feature the fastest gun in the world.
Mr. Beck? Oh, that's right, sir. Whitey Beck.
I'm Clay Hollister, sheriff here.
Well, I'm delighted to know you, sir. What can I do for you?
Well, Mr. Clyburn, the editor of the Epitaph, is a little bit worried about the wording on this ad and on that bill.
Yes, I know. He told me.
Might be a little bit risky to bill the star of your show as the fastest gun in the world. Somebody might take offense.
Well, so long as they pay cash for their tickets, I don't mind. I'm in show business. I run this ad to attract people. That's how I make my living.
Appreciate that, Mr. Beck. I make my living keeping the peace. Wouldn't want anybody shot over this.
Oh, Mr. Hollister, this is 1884. Why, the day of the brawling gunfighter is over.
Out at the west end of town, there's a graveyard. Boot Hill, it's called. Take a walk out there sometime and look at the dates on the grave markers. Some of them aren't over a week old. On some of them, the flowers haven't even wilted yet.
I don't anticipate any trouble.
Well, just the same, tell your boy to walk easy. Friendly suggestion.
Hello, Harris.
Hi, Clay. What you talking any sense into him? You gonna change that ad?
No, he says the day of the brawling gunfighter's over.
Oh, boy, there's gonna be trouble.
You worry too much.
That was reason. Every gunfight in the territory is gonna come buzzing into Tombstone like flies around a honey jar.
I still got my fly swatter. Maybe I ought to lock that honey jar up after every performance.
Clay. Isn't that the Pierce brothers?
Yeah, Dick and Johnny.
I worry too much, he says.
My. That little old Billy Denver must be quite a man. Fastest gun in the world. Ain't that something?
Sure must be a whiz, all right.
Well, howdy there, boys. Yes, sir, it's a great show. The fastest gun in the world. I hope you'll be able to make it. Oh, we're gonna make it all right. Ain't we, Dick?
Yeah. You wouldn't miss that for a whole corral full of cows.
No, sir. Wouldn't miss this shooting. Not for 1,000,000 cows. Think little old Billy can beat shooting like that, Grandpa? Well, hello, Clay.
Hello, Dick. Johnny? $10, please.
Oh, shucks, Clay. We're just having a little fun, that's all.
Will you have any more fun, and you'll be my guest for the next 30 days.
Clay, the boy's just a little wild. He didn't mean anything.
$10.
Pay the man. But Dick, pay the man.
Now, you stay out of trouble.
Don't you worry none, Clay. I'll keep an eye on him. Go on.
Like flies around a honey jar.
July 29, 1884. Billy Denver, the fastest gun in the world, arrived with Lizette, fragile flower of the footlights.
That's a shoddy-looking group.
Well, it's good to see you again, Billy.
You're always glad to see a meal ticket, aren't you, Whitey?
Hello, Lizette.
Hello, Whitey.
Who are those tramps?
Come on over to the theater with me, Billy. There's something I want to talk to you about.
I asked you a question. Who are they?
I don't know what their names are, Billy. But believe me, they're dangerous.
Oh? Well, I'm dangerous too, Mr. Beck. The fastest gun in the world, they call me. And you know something? They're right.
Billy, let's go on over to the theater. It's right over here. Come on, this way.
My, ain't he the pretty one, though?
Yeah.
Look, Billy, I said the same as you, that no man would go up against you. Now I'm not sure.
Billy,
Yeah?
don't try to prove anything. Everyone knows how good you are.
And every day I'm getting just a little bit better. Just a little bit faster. Watch. See? Maybe I should branch out a little.
What do you mean?
Well, got me a reputation, the fastest gun in the world. That's only half the reputation I need. Maybe this is the time and the place.
Well, come in, Sheriff Hollister. Billy?
I heard. I got ears.
Sheriff Hollister, this is Lizette, Mr. Denver's assistant.
I'm glad to meet you, man.
Well, Mr. Hollister, what's your trouble? Have you say?
All right. I will. You know, a man shouldn't come into a town, especially this town, wearing a chip on his shoulder.
A man shouldn't hide his light under a bushel.
Have you spent much time in the West?
First trip.
Don't make it your last.
Meaning?
Well, did you ever shoot a man who was facing you with a gun in his hand?
No. But I figure a man makes a much bigger target than a clay pigeon.
And much more dangerous.
He's right, Billy. Listen to him.
Oh, and incidentally, if you figure to go out on the town, you might wear something a little less conspicuous. And leave your guns here. That way I'll be sure trouble won't come up.
I go anywhere and wear anything I please.
Quarter loads.
So?
Well, did you ever try to hit a moving target with a full load 45?
No.
Quite a kick, and very dangerous. That's what the boys out here use. Bye, Mr. Denver.
He makes sense, Billy.
Both of you, get out of here.
Someday, Billy.
Someday, nothing. You couldn't get along without me, and you know it.
I couldn't get along without you, Billy. I need you.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't need anybody. Just my eyes, my hands, and my guns.
Everybody needs somebody. Someday you'll find that out.
Ready?
Ready.
That's shooting, man. That's real shooting.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah? He's almost as good as you were. Almost.
No trouble, Johnny.
Oh, no trouble. You know that.
Do I, Johnny?
Sure you do.
I can trust you then?
With your life.
I'm trusting you with yours.
Gonna take good care of it.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Like I better have a talk to Johnny.
Now who's worrying?
Wait for him outside. Come on.
Well, I'm heading back home. You coming?
Don't get in too often, Dick. I think I'll hang around for a day or two. Okay?
Make it a day. And don't drink too much.
You're getting to be a regular worrywart.
I only got one brother. I like having him around.
Gonna be around for a long time.
Johnny.
Yeah, Lawman, something bothering you?
No, I don't know yet. You gonna behave yourself tonight?
Johnny won't give you no trouble, Clay. He gave me his promise.
Is that right?
You heard him.
Make sure you don't make any trouble. Otherwise, you'll be boarding with us for a long time.
Yeah. See you, Johnny. One day, no more.
A few seconds is all I need.
Sheriff had a good idea. Full loads.
Billy, you're an actor, an attraction. You're not a gunfighter.
I'm the best on the stage, and I'm the best on the street. The fastest gun in the world, and the deadliest gun in the world. I'll show you. I'll show everybody. Move.
Johnny Pierce was on the town looking for Billy Denver and trouble. He found them both at the Crystal Palace.
Excuse me. Whiskey straight.
Sit down, I'll be with you.
My, you're the prettiest thing I've seen in this town in a long time.
Is this a saloon or a stable?
Maybe you've had enough to drink, Johnny.
I ain't had enough. I ain't had near enough.
Clumsy ox.
Try to get your nice, pretty shirt all dirty.
Johnny, please get out of here.
You shouldn't have done that.
You know who I am?
Yeah, I know who you are. You're the fastest gun in the world. Says so right out in front of the theater. That's what it says.
Johnny, go someplace and sleep it off. You're in no condition to choose
Just a minute.
anyone.
Let's see how far you'll go to back up your loud mouth.
Please, mister, he's in no condition.
Glad you did that. I'm real glad. Now I'm gonna show you how fast you ain't.
Please, gentlemen, stop before it's too late.
You're gonna get it now, fast gun. You're gonna get it. Draw!
Let's go. All right. Anybody else don't believe I'm fast? Anybody else want to take a chance? All right, boys. Drink up. Name it, gentlemen, name it.
All right, mister, what's your story?
It was Johnny's fault, Clay. He asked for it, but he was pretty oiled. He didn't have a chance, not a chance.
It was self-defense, pure and simple.
Self-defense? You came in here looking for a fight. Gunning Johnny was like shooting a baby. You're just a tin gunfighter. Let me tell you something, Billy. You just started to die.
Maybe you'd like to try your luck?
Don't push yours. Now get back to your hotel and stay there. Move.
July 30, 1884. There had been one killing. Sheriff Clay Hollister didn't want another one.
What do you think, Harris?
I think we better get that conceited bonehead out of Tombstone before Dick Pierce hears about Johnny.
Well, even if he doesn't hear about Johnny, he's going to come looking for him. I better go over to the theater. Try to get Mr. Denver on the stage who's leaving tonight. You might have to, Lee.
Want me to come along?
No, you stay here. Keep an eye out for Dick. If you see him, stop him.
He's not in too good a mood.
Well, I'm not either.
What do you want?
You, on the stage leaving town tonight.
Oh, that's impossible. I have a performance to do.
You're not going to be performing ever again if Dick Pierce catches up with you. He's no drunken setup like his brother Johnny.
You mean you still doubt my ability to defend myself?
When a man really wants to kill somebody, he's got an extra edge on his side. And Dick Pierce is really going to want to kill you.
The house is sold out, Mr. Hollister. We just can't afford to walk out on it. There's another stage in the morning. We'll be on that.
I wouldn't count on it. There's just two ways that you're going to get him out of town. Quick or dead. Try to get him on tonight's stage.
Let's go tonight, Billy, please.
The fastest gun and the deadliest gun. That'll read real nice, huh, Whitey? Already got myself one notch. I might as well try for two.
I guess you don't need anybody but yourself, Billy. I guess you don't.
No. But you need me.
The night of July 30, Billy Denver was making his second appearance at the Birdcage.
I'm going around to the stage door. You keep an eye out for Dick, and if he comes along, stop him.
There's been an ugly rumor that I can't use anything but quarter loads. Well, tonight I've been using full loads, and I haven't missed a shot. You ready, Lizette?
Ready.
Dick. No trouble now, Dick.
Don't aim to give you any trouble, Lee.
That's good, because
In case you think I was lucky.
Luck's run out, mister.
What do you want?
You killed my brother, now I'm gonna cut you to pieces.
No!
Stay away from him, lady.
Stay out of this, Lizette. Well, folks, you're gonna get your money's worth tonight.
You're gonna die tonight, Billy. Ain't the same as facing a kid who's been drinking, is it? Scared? Sure you're scared. All right, Billy. I'm gonna call it. Ready? 1, 2. Get out of the way, Clay.
No, Dick.
Get out of the way, Clay.
You gonna shoot me? Lee? You're gonna be on that stage leaving tomorrow. And if you're smart, you won't come back.
I'm sorry about Johnny, Dick. But, I better keep this until he leaves town.
I still got my other gun.
Oh, Billy.
You're lucky, Billy. Dick would have shot to kill. But you won't be using those guns of yours anymore. The show's over. Better find yourself a new star.
June 1, 1884. Tombstone said goodbye to Billy Denver. He was glad to say goodbye to Tombstone.
I guess everybody needs someone.
Well, I guess for Billy, the glory's gone.
Maybe he's found something better to take his place.
Boy, he sure was good. Outdrew his left gun. I wonder what would have happened with his right.
I guess you'll never know.
That's all right with me.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
The misfits, the wanderers, and the nonconformists. Some burned with a unique faith that they moved under the special favor of the Creator, and that He would provide them with their haven of plenty.
Tabitha.
What's the matter? What happened?
Don't tell Elias, Simon. Please, Sister Mary, don't tell him. He'll be displeased with me.
But he should know.
Sister, the baby. It's near your time. Not yet. Not yet.
Tabitha.
I'll be fine, Elias. I'll be fine. But she just took a spell from the heat.
We've reached the end of our journey. This place shall be our land of plenty.
The Lord be praised.
Yes, let us thank Him for leading us through the wilderness, for helping us to persevere where others have failed. Let us pray.
But what about Ben? He went after the sheep and he hasn't come back yet.
Your brother can pray his thanks when he comes. We will pray ours now. Oh, Lord, we thank you.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
May 10, 1881. The newcomers received their welcome to the West.
This yours?
Ben.
Yes, he's Ben Ashdown with our party. Who are you, sir?
Clear out, mister. You and your whole ragtag bobtail outfit. Clear off this land. And keep out of Tombstone, understand?
Who are you?
The name's Lige Crown. My ranch is up yonder, and you ain't my choice for neighbors. Is that enough?
Lige for Elijah. Surely, Mr. Crown.
Listen, we've had your kind around here before. With all your strange ways, full of pious spoutings, wearing them clothes and setting example for our young'uns. We know all about you.
You've never seen us before. This is the farthest west any of our people have ever come.
Yes, and you're going farther. Today.
We don't believe in violence. But we won't leave. The land is here for all. We ask only the right to live and work in peace on a small portion of it.
If you're not going by tomorrow, you'll get a small portion. 6 feet long and 6 feet deep. Come on!
May 11, 1881. Street fighting was not unusual in Tombstone, but when youngsters were involved, it was time to intervene.
Give him a good one. Get him, boy. Get in there.
All right, that's enough. Stop it. You should feel proud of yourselves. 3 against 1. Now go on home. Let him finish it up, Harris. Might be one way to get rid of him and his friends.
Sure, we sure don't want him around here.
You did fine, boys. Fine.
We'll see the sheriff about this. Come along?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr.
Clyburn. Harris Clyburn.
My name's Ben Ashdown, sir.
I'm glad to know you, Ben. You're from that new camp outside of town.
Yes, sir. Looking for a job in town. Doesn't much look like I'll get one, does it?
What can you do?
Work hard and learn.
Well, maybe I can find you something here at the Epitaph.
Well, I can read and write.
Well, good. $2 a week. You start at 8 in the morning.
Well, I'll be here, Mr. Clyburn. Mr. Clyburn, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a godly man?
Well, now that you mention it, I think I am, in my own way.
Well, that's good. If you weren't, Elder Ransom wouldn't let me take the job.
Hello, Harris. This the boy that started that street brawl?
Well, that isn't exactly the way it was, Clay. 3 of the town boys attacked Ben here. I guess I interrupted their pleasure.
You from that camp outside of town, huh?
Yes, sir.
You people planning on staying?
Why, I reckon so, sir. Elder Ransom says this is the place the Lord picked for us to settle down.
Oh, he did.
Oh, what's it all about, Clay? Why all the excitement over 4 boys scuffling in the street?
Well, there's more to it than that, Harris. I've been asked to get these people out of Tombstone.
Ben, why don't you go in the back room for a few minutes and look around? You know, kind of get acquainted with the place. He goes to work for me tomorrow morning.
Harris, those people have to go. It's for their own protection.
You letting the town crackpots put a burr under your saddle?
Oh, you know me better than that. It's just they don't belong. They'll be the cause of trouble, violence. They're
Different? Of course they are.
Look, for my part, they can stay as long as they want to. I'm just trying to keep them from getting hurt and keep the town out of trouble.
They dress differently, they act differently, maybe they worship God a little differently. And every ignorant hammerhead in Tombstone hates them for it. May 12, a rainy afternoon in Tombstone. There were other storm clouds gathering that day.
Yes?
I told you to get out.
Yeah, you tell him, Lige.
Why don't he fight back?
Yeah, why don't you fight if you want to stay so bad?
Elias, don't!
We don't use violence.
We got our town just the way we like it. We don't want your kind here.
That's Elder Ransom.
We'll make a place for ourselves.
Leave him alone.
Ma'am!
Crowd. You're looking for somebody who'll fight back. Try me.
You gonna throw me in jail now, Sheriff?
You know how people feel. Why do you come into town?
We came to find a doctor for my wife.
I'm sorry. The doctor's riding circuit, visiting the ranches. He won't be back for a couple of days.
Thank you for your help. However, it wasn't necessary.
Oh, you come in here so chock full of good intentions.
You think that's enough to keep you from getting near killed?
The Lord watches over us.
Well, in other places, maybe. But when they wrote about a place where angels feared to walk, they meant Tombstone. Now you better find yourself another place.
I think not.
Sheriff?
Yeah?
You're the boss here in Tombstone.
If need be.
Out around my place, it's different. You come out sometime and see.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Ransom, for the whole town.
The Lord tests us all in many ways. I'm proud of Elias. He once was a man of terrible violence.
That's right, sir. Was a time when I'd have broken that man like a twig.
The night of May 12.
Well?
We want to talk to you, Hollister.
About Elder Ransom.
They gotta go, Sheriff. We don't want them in Tombstone.
They're not in Tombstone.
5 miles away, it's the same thing. They walk around with their funny clothes and their preachy ways, and the first thing you know it, their young'uns are with our young'uns, and we gotta answer a lot of questions.
They come into my store and my good customers won't come in no more.
Why not?
Because they... Well, I don't know. Because they won't, that's why.
If
you've got something they want to buy, they'll come in no matter who else is there.
Now, don't try any of your fancy talk, Harris, because it won't do no good.
These people ain't our kind. They don't belong here.
Well, what do you gentlemen suggest that I do?
Root them out of here, that's what.
And you do something about it before somebody else does.
Now, you listen to me before you get into real trouble. I'll handle this the way I see fit. And if you people try to do it your way, you'll all end up back there in the lockup with your wives feeding you soup through the bars. That clear?
Just root them out of here, Hollister.
Well, you heard it. If I let those people stay, there's going to be bloodshed. I can't have that.
Clay, Ransom, and his party are in this county, and their rights are in jeopardy. You're sheriff of this county and committed by oath to protect those rights.
And you know what they say? They say the Lord told him to settle here. And if they stay here, you know what'll happen? There'll be more of them coming here. And how'd you like your kids marrying up with them? What'd Hollister say when you talked to him?
Well, he said we dasn't.
Did he say what he was going to do?
No, not exactly.
If the sheriff don't protect the citizens, then what?
And the citizens got to protect themselves.
You're right. Yeah. Somebody go heat up the tar bucket.
Well, that woman's gonna have a baby right quick.
Then let her have it on the trail. That's where I was born, and it didn't hurt me none. Come on. Let's get it.
Lige Crown was a determined man, and a dangerous one.
They won't listen to me. I've got to go out to that camp.
And chase them down the trail.
No, the time for talking's done, Harris. If I let them stay and somebody gets killed, practically the whole town is going to be up on a murder charge.
All right, wait for me. I'll go with you.
Hold it. Easy, boy.
Gotta get the doctor.
What's the trouble? He's still away.
The baby. Mrs. Ransom's having the baby.
Oh, come on.
May 12, 1882.
Hold it. Come on, this way's quicker.
Is Elder Ransom there?
No, he's looking for the doctor.
Come on.
When we arrived at the camp of Elias Ransom and his people, it was evident the time was near.
Do you know anything about... I mean, have you ever done... Can you help?
I'm Brother Simon Webb. I helped birth both my boys back in Ohio. I can help.
Good. Just tell Miss Ashdown what you need. She'll help you.
Yes, sir.
Now, don't you worry, Mrs. Ransom. Everything's going to be just fine.
Where's Elias?
He's gone for the doctor. But I'm afraid we can't wait.
I'm not afraid.
Good.
A bucket of hot tar was steaming on the bar of the Oriental. All Lige Crown was waiting for was the rail.
Looks like I'm out.
Hey!
Here he is.
Yeah, here's what we've been waiting for. We'll give Ransom a nice long ride on that. All right, men, drink up. The drinks are on me.
that. Didn't cost him a nickel, and he's complaining about the service.
You're kind of small, isn't he, Harris?
They come that way.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I was expecting this one to be different. Something special.
He's sure special, all right. Born into trouble. Didn't have a thing to say about it.
Clay Hollister's deputy, Lee Yeagley, watched Crown's men pile out of the Oriental.
All right, boys, we'll see you.
He rode hard for the camp.
Town's heating up fast, Clay. Looks like it's going to blow.
Well, how soon do you figure they'll get here?
They should be here soon. They were pouring out of the Oriental when I left.
Harris, I gotta get them out of here.
How?
Well, not down the trail, if that's what you mean. I just gotta get them to move the campsite a little bit until I can get those yahoos simmered down.
Clay, you won't be able to move them even at gunpoint.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Or maybe I can move Crown and those others. Maybe.
Unable to find the doctor, Elder Ransom arrived with 2 townswomen who had volunteered to help.
Mother and son are doing fine.
Mother? Elder, you've got to move your camp. There's a mob headed this way from town.
I'm going to see my son.
Look, you don't understand this country. It's rough. The people in it are rough. The way they handle their problems is crude, but it's very effective. And right now, you represent a problem to them. If you're still here when they get here, it'd be a bad thing to see. Not even your son will be spared.
No, Sheriff. We've been chased and hounded halfway across the country. Why? All we want is to make a place for ourselves, a place to live and work. No, sir, the time for running is past. The Lord has ordained this as our home. My son has been born here. This is where we will stay.
Isn't he beautiful? Oh, Mrs. Ransom, he's a beautiful baby.
Thank you.
Strong, too. Just listen to him holler. This is no place for a man.
I got an idea.
We stayed through the night. Clay Hollister had talked with the townswomen. If his plan didn't work, we were prepared for the worst. The morning of May 13, 1882.
They put up a fight. You know what to do.
Miss Woolsey, you get out of here. I suppose you'll shoot me if I don't, Lige Crown. Well, I'm not going to. Not gonna budge.
Hannah?
Don't you Hannah me, Henry Woolsey. I'd like to know what you think you're doing riding around the hills all night yelling like a wild Indian.
Oh, we're gonna get rid of these folks. Drive them out of Tombstone.
They don't belong here, Mrs. Woolsey.
Like to know why not? I'd be proud to have them as my neighbors. I suppose you think 'cause they ain't exactly like us, we gotta treat them like heathens.
Well, let them go someplace else. Why'd they have to stop here?
I remind you, John Harker, we all had our reasons for coming west, and none of us come from the same place. And we all learned to live together.
They ain't our kind of folks.
Well, there ain't nothing so special about you, Lige Crown. You ain't greedy, not much. You just want all the land that's next to yours. Well, these folks won't take up much room, and I say they're welcome to it.
You ain't gonna let a couple of women stop you. Come on!
John! What's in that pail?
Tar, huh? You want to put tar and feathers on somebody. Here, start with him. He's liable to do something terrible if you leave him be.
How do you like it, Lige? Being on the outside.
Don't be afraid of us, Mr. Crown. We're good neighbors.
Boy, what a night.
Not a shot fired. I'm proud of you.
All right, Harris, go ahead and say it.
Nothing left to say. Mrs. Woolsey said it all.
Boy, if she ever runs for sheriff, I quit.
Good night, Clay.
Good night, Harris.
Rather, I should say good morning. Clay, before that baby is much older, the rule of the gun in this territory will end. I think you'll be just as valuable to have around then as now.
Thanks.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, the morning of June 19, 1882. A day that started out about as quiet as any.
Did I understand you right? Did you say you ain't going to Durango with the rest of us? Was that what you said?
I said I don't have no score to settle in Durango.
Sure you do. We're gonna kill Doc Holliday in Durango.
It ain't that easy.
Why not? There's 5 of us.
Doc Holliday's the fastest gun there is. Ain't got any reason to mix with him.
Well, I do.
Well, you mix with him then. I'm out.
Place.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened in the town too tough to die.
Tombstone Territory.
The afternoon of June 20, 1882. Lee?
Oh, hello, Harris.
Lee told me I'd find you here.
All right, you found me.
There's one mistake no man's supposed to make, least of all a sheriff.
What's that?
Getting caught in a crossfire. I'm talking about you going up to Durango after that Texan. What's his name?
Ed Mace.
Well, that's the crossfire. Him and Doc Holliday facing it out sooner or later. You in between.
Try to duck.
It's no joke, Clay. You're risking your life for nothing. Doc Holliday is going to get Mace. You know that. I could print the story today. Doc Holliday shoots down man who killed Tombstone deputy.
Well, Harris, I prefer Tombstone jury says man who shot deputy to hang.
You'll never read it. Holliday's going to get him.
Not if I can help it.
Well, that's just the point. You can't help it. But you can get yourself killed in the trying. Is it worth it?
Look, Harris, Will Hutch is dead. He was shot down by a cheap Texas gunman who was on his way to Durango. What do you want me to do? Sit around and wish that he were here so I could arrest him?
You couldn't arrest him if you were there. Durango's not in your jurisdiction.
I couldn't arrest him as a sheriff, but I can as a deputy marshal. I was sworn in an hour ago. You know the real reason I'm going. Will Hutch wasn't just a good deputy, he was a good friend.
Here's your bacon, Sheriff.
Oh, thanks. I'll see you, Harris.
Where's the sheriff heading, Mr. Clyburn?
Into a crossfire. It was a long ride across the Mogollon Rim to Colorado. June 23, 1882. Durango. Mace and his men arrived well ahead of Clay Hollister.
Howdy.
My horse needs a shoe.
I'll be finished here in a couple of shakes.
Don't hurry.
You a stranger in town?
That's right.
Fixing to stay on?
I might. I'm looking for an old friend of mine. I heard he was up this way.
Yeah? What's his name?
Doc Holliday.
I didn't know Doc had any friends. Oh, no offense.
Know where I might find him?
I hear Doc's been at the Royal Flush Saloon every night this week. Running real lucky. You a poker player, mister?
Now and again.
And I hear Doc's real tough to beat. A man can't bluff him.
Man might not have to. To get out drawing.
You talking about cards or guns, mister?
Just talking.
Be with you in a minute.
He'll be at the Royal Flush Saloon tonight. Tell the boys to keep apart and stay out of trouble.
Later that afternoon, Sheriff Clay Hollister approached Durango and headed straight to the marshal's office.
Of course, there's no telling when he's going to go for Doc Holliday or where. He might have been just talking big, you know, about coming up to Durango in the first place.
No, I don't think so. He killed one of his own men just because he wouldn't come along.
Well, killing a man is one thing, Sheriff. Going up against Doc Holliday is quite another.
I still think he'll try it. I better stay as close to Holliday as I can.
Holliday won't like that.
I'll try to keep him from finding out.
Suppose you do. Let's say you find Ed Mace like you planned. Didn't you say he has help?
3 men.
Figure on taking them all on?
No, I figure on getting help.
Here. All right, Hollister. I'll do what I can.
Thanks. You know where Holiday is now?
Nope. But I know where he's going to be tonight. The Royal Flush Saloon.
I call you, mister, and raise you $100.
I think you're running one, Doc. Beats me.
Pair of fives. Mister.
What's the matter?
When a gentleman leaves the company of other gentlemen, he usually excuses himself.
No offense, Doc. Excuse me, gentlemen.
That's better. Deal.
Need a new player, gentlemen?
Why not? That's what we're here for.
Mish is the name. I'm Farrell. This is Henderson. Maxwell. I guess you know this is Doc Holliday.
Howdy. Run them. Run them, run them!
Jacks are better.
It's up to you, Mr.
Mace. It's a common name down around Dallas.
I was in Dallas about a month ago.
I know. I'll bet $50.
I'll play.
Did we meet before, Mr. Mace?
It's up to you, Doc.
Call.
I pass. Cards?
3.
Next 3.
3.
Hello. All alone?
Three tens. The newcomer's good for my luck. Run him. Whiskey.
Right away, Doc.
Told you to keep an extra bottle at the table at all times, didn't I?
Sorry, Doc.
Expect me to drink out of this? It's filthy. You didn't think that was very funny?
Not very.
I don't like people who disagree with me, Mr.
Mace. Ed Mace. Brother of Arnold Mace.
Who's Arnold Mace?
The man you killed in Dallas a month ago.
Is that why you're here?
That's why we're here.
There are a couple other people here, Mace.
Stay out of this. No interruptions.
Everybody stand still.
What do you want? You're holding up the game.
I want him.
You're under arrest, Mace, for the murder of Will Hutch, deputy sheriff at Tombstone.
Get up slowly, Mace.
Durango, Colorado, June 23, 1882. The patrons of the Royal Flush were amazed that Doc Holliday was still alive.
If I were you, I'd get out before he comes to.
Doc doesn't like any interference with his business.
Yeah, well, I'm interfering. Easy. Easy. They got away, didn't they?
Yeah, but you did all right.
All right. This was a present to me when I graduated from dental college in Baltimore.
Pretty good present. Saved your life.
How do you like the nerve of him? He broke up my game, broke my flask, and tried to kill me. Mr. Mace has trouble coming.
I'll take care of Mr. Mace.
He's asking for it.
Mister, I was playing a nice, quiet, profitable game of poker until you open your mouth. Now close it, get out, and stay away from Mace.
He's mine.
Over my dead body. You better go back to Tombstone.
Doc. I will. Just as soon as I've found Mace.
You can draw first, mister.
I can't.
You have 2 guns.
Nobody's as fast with both guns.
You're lucky. You get another chance to clear out.
Just as soon as I find Mace.
Don't push your luck, lawman. Next time we meet, if you insist, your arm is liable to be all better.
I've never seen Doc act like that. Neither have I.
Must not be
If I were you, stranger, I'd just let that arm bleed and bleed and bleed.
They get away?
Oh, they're deep in the Red Rock country by now.
Where's that?
Southwest of us. It's a haven for a man on the run.
Pretty rugged?
Bad as it comes. Gorges, mountains, draws, ravines. You can't track a man. And you can't see him 10 yards away from him if he doesn't want you to. Looks like you're going to have to wait till he comes out, Sheriff.
Go through this again? No, thank you, Marshal. I'll take the rugged country. Thanks for your help.
June 24, 1882. The Red Rock country of Colorado.
I'm not better yet?
Well, he's coming along.
We might as well ride together, huh?
Break up the monotony.
I have another reason. You're better at tracking than I am.
By the way, my name's Clay Hollister.
Never heard of you.
The afternoon of June 24.
These tracks aren't over a day old.
You tell how many riders?
Not for sure. More than 2 and less than 5.
That fits. Is your arm bothering you?
Yeah, I guess it's a sling.
Let it be. I'll take a look at it when we make camp. Who tied that?
Marshal.
He's a slob. Well, no wonder you were in pain. The circulation was just about cut off. You're lucky you haven't had gangrene already. Got any more bandage?
Yeah, saddlebag. Dentist, huh? Where'd you ever practice?
In Georgia.
Why'd you come out west?
I have consumption, mister. Or haven't you heard?
I'm sorry.
I'll leave this loose for the night. You should be able to draw in no time.
Thanks. Anything you can take to relieve that?
Maybe a bullet someday.
Doc?
Yeah?
Where's his brother, Arnold? What did you ever kill him for?
I don't remember.
The morning of June 25, 1882.
You know something? You're right about that circulation. Don't need to sling anymore.
I'll send you my bill in the morning.
We found them. Looks like they found us. Cover me! Don't do it, Doc. They're trying to draw you out.
works, doesn't it, Mace? You could have had it quick and easy. One clean hole. Now you're gonna have 100 little holes. I'm gonna pepper you to death. Come on out, Mace, and take it clean.
Carter! Shotgun!
There's only one left, Mace. I'm not so sure he's left. But I'm going to find out. Hold on, wait a minute. He's mine, remember? How's your arm, Sheriff? I guess you could say it's all better. Now, look, Sheriff, I'm grateful for your help. But I'm taking Mace. He's my prisoner. You can still make the first move. Sheriff, I want Mace. You're gonna have to draw. Over a dead man? All right, Sheriff, now you can have him. Just another one for you to forget?
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory.